Setting up the presentation for a Fastlane appointment, part 2. So number 8, you're going to introduce the monthly payment for the new option. Now let me give you an example. Let's just assume that the monthly payment was $70, that their previous monthly payment was $70. Their policy is obviously canceled. So number 8 was to requote them with their previous policy before we give them the new option with the new company that we're going to offer. So let's just assume that they used to pay $70. Now you're going to requote them and you're going to tell them that their previous policy is going to offer a monthly payment of $120. Now that was number 7. So number 7, if we add an actual example, number 7 would have been $120. So we're going to emphasize on the fact that their company is offering $120 when they used to offer them $70 a month. So due to the cancellation, the loss ratio, the new option that they're offering is $120. Now number 8, now you're going to introduce a monthly payment. Now let's assume that the new monthly payment is no longer $70 either. So let's just assume that the monthly payment is $90, for example. We're going to give them $80 to $90 a month. That's going to be the approximate. Now keep in mind that there's a lot of situations where the payments are no longer the same. They're actually going to be a lot higher, and that's the reason why you educate them, why you give them so much information, why you sell the benefit of the department, the benefit of the company. You offer the loss ratio, you requote them simply because the monthly payment that you're going to offer is no longer the same. So the payment is going to be $90 now versus the $70 that they were paying before. So if you don't explain the loss ratio and you don't requote them, the first thing that they're going to say is, it's too much. Why is it going up? Versus explaining the loss ratio, requoting them at a $120, and now you're going to offer $80 to $90. You can emphasize on the fact that it's a lower rate, that the option that you're giving them today is lower than the company that they had before. Forget about the $70 at this point, because now you're calculating the $120 because you requoted them, and you're comparing that to the actual $80 to $90 that we have available today. So number 8, once again, $80 to $90 is going to be the approximate of the monthly payment. Number 9, calculate the difference between the old program and the new option. So once again, you're going to calculate the $120 minus the $80 to $90. So you're going to emphasize on the fact that it's $30 lower. So even though they were paying $70 a month and $80 to $90 is more, you're not calculating or emphasizing on the fact that the payment increased. And that's the reason why you have to follow the procedures, and you always have to introduce the loss ratio and then introduce the requoting for the previous payment, which is the $120. So as soon as you introduce the approximate for the monthly payment of $80 to $90, you're able to calculate savings. You're able to emphasize and sell the idea that the company that they had is offering something a lot higher. So at this point, 120 minus 80 to 90, that's a good $30 of savings. You're going to emphasize on $30 times 12. That's a good $360, almost $400 that you're saving them from the options that their previous company was offering. Number 10, you're going to add value to the new option. So you're going to emphasize on the fact that we ran the information through the database. This is based on 70 different companies. We're adding the loyalty discount. We're giving them the best deal from all the companies that we have. We also compared their previous company with all the new options, and this is truly the lowest option. Add urgency, emphasize on the risk. They no longer have insurance, so ticket, accident, legal, financial complications, everything that's going to help you motivate them to make a decision, even though the rate is a little bit higher than their previous payment. Number 11, you're going to introduce the justifying factors. You're going to remind them of their situation, either the type of driver, the zip code, the coverages, or the vehicle, and you're going to emphasize on the fact that based on their information, this is the lowest option. So tailor the information to fit their situation. After number 11, the rest of the process, if the customer is positive, if they understand the situation, if they're accepting the situation and they're agreeing with the approximate, The rest of the setting the presentation process is the same as the rest of the scenarios. You're going to introduce the exact monthly payment, then the approximate of the initial payment, the 30-day exposure. You're going to justify the down payment. You're going to introduce the exact initial payment. You're going to introduce option 1 and option 2, and you're going to close the deal.